everybody, Hans Hernke here. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm with my dear friend Melodi Tuna. She's an assistant director. I worked with her on 2 seasons of Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom Season 5 and Season 6.
Yes.
Right? So she knew all of the trouble that AK Second Team got into, and she actually got into some of our shenanigans as well in our videos. So Melodi, finally, we're here. I get to interview you. We've talked about this since I first met you.
Yeah.
On set.
It's been a while.
So yeah, it's happening. Here we go, Melodi. Thank you so much. Let's do this.
You're welcome.
All right, so let's dive in. When did you come to Los Angeles? What made you want to move here? And did you discover the film industry while you were in Turkey?
So I was always interested in the film industry. I always wanted to know how behind the scenes work, but I was never actually thinking about studying that or working on set when I was in Turkey. I was still in high school. I was trying to discover myself, what I want to do with life. And on my last year of high school, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go study in America. And my parents were like, okay, that's far away. Why? And still, I didn't know that I wanted to do film. But I told my parents, like, oh, I don't know, I'll study something nice and then I'll just come back to Turkey. And I came here 14 years ago.
14, all right.
Yeah, it's been a while. And I started taking pre-law classes, which I was like, fine, I'll become a lawyer. And I think I was like 1 semester in that I figured that I hate all the classes I've been taking. And I was like, I don't think this is really what I want to do with life. So while I was trying to figure out what I want to do, I started taking film classes, which I always wanted to know how it works. And I loved it. I was like, oh my God, like this is so much fun. I love this.
You found it, you clicked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's when I decided to change my major. My parents were not happy. As their only child, they always wanted me to be like, to become like a businesswoman, you know, like study law or become a doctor, like. But so that's when I started taking film, and I really enjoyed it. And then I graduated. But of course, I had no connections, and I had no idea how things work in our industry. And I was like, okay, what do I do now? So it took me almost a year to find a job, because what I was doing is I was just applying like online assistant jobs that I could have found, but starting as a PA doesn't work like that. Like somebody just need to give you a chance and just bring you on set.
Right.
So in the meanwhile, I was still like, I need to make money, so I was still like babysitting, working at the restaurants, Uber driving, like all that fun stuff. And finally, I kind of lost hope. And I was living in Orange County, and my dream was to just live the Los Angeles life, like the Hollywood life. So I saved a little money, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go rent a place in Hollywood, just experience the Hollywood life, and just go back to Turkey and try to find a job in Turkey, because this is not working. And I moved to a very, very horrible, cheap place where I had so many cockroaches.
Oh no! in the middle of Hollywood type of area.
Yeah, I was very close to Chinese theater, and yeah, it wasn't fun. And but I think it was the first week I moved in, I woke up with like a lot of noises in the middle of the night, and I was like, what's going on? And I looked out my window, and there was like a parking lot light in front of my apartment, and I saw like big like set trucks just pulling into the parking lot. I was like, oh my God. it was like 4 a.m. and I ran downstairs, and then there was the security, and I was like, what's going on here? And he was like, okay. Who's this crazy lady? He's like, there's gonna be filming here in the morning. I'm like, okay, what time will the crew come here? And it was like 8 a.m.-ish, I guess. And I went up, I couldn't sleep, I was so excited. And finally the time come, and I went downstairs again. And of course, you've been on the set, like, you know, security doesn't get to decide on anything.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what they do or anything, so I was begging him for hours to let me in.
Let me see what's going on.
Exactly. Or like, I was like, introduce me with someone, and he's like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that because I had no idea how things work. So I'm not even kidding. I was probably waiting there and begging to him for like a couple hours. Mm-hmm. Finally, someone saw and walked towards us, and he's like, I'm the location manager. Is it something going on here? Like, is there something wrong? And I was like, oh my God, like I work for free. Like this is my dream. I really need to do this. I don't want to go back to my country. Like, please give me a chance. And he was like, okay, fine. And then he walked away, and then he came back and he's like, follow me. So he took me to the AD trailer, which I didn't know back then. And he introduced me with the key second AD. And the AD was like pissed because like he was like working on a computer. He's like, what do you need?
Oh man, not a good way to start the impression, right?
Exactly. And I was like, once more, I'm like, I'm begging you, I'll work for free. I need the PA job. I want to learn. I need this job. And he was like, okay, like write your name and number down here and just like leave. And I was like, okay. I was hopeless. But 2 days after, he called me for a music video gig. And I was like, yes. Yeah, so I went to the set. I had no idea what I was doing. They were like, you're responsible for the walkies. I'm like, okay.
Oh, yes.
I did not understand anything on the walkie-talkie. Like, when I first started, I was like, I think they're talking Japanese to me right now, because I'm like, this is not English. And it was tough. But the first AD on that gig, he was super sweet. I mean, I still talk to him, but he was like a mentor to me. And he was like, you know what? I'm going to try to get you everywhere I go, and I'm going to teach you how things work. And he really did. I probably worked with him like 5-6 times. And then he kind of let me like fly with my own wings. But that was like how everything started.
Wow, that's awesome. What the film that you saw being set up from your apartment, was that like an independent film, or was it some large TV show?
It was a film. It's gonna be horrible. I really can't pronounce his name still till this date. It's Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
It was his movie with, I don't remember. It was a big thing. It was a big budget movie.
Wouldn't it be funny if he walked up and you go, hey Melody, come over here. I got a job for you. Let's go.
That would be amazing. It's like, you want to be my assistant?
Melody is going to be my personal assistant for the rest of the shoot. Okay? So leave her alone.
That would be
she
awesome.
Can stay.
That would be awesome.
No, that's very cool.
Yeah.
That the first thing you saw was a Keanu Reeves movie, and you probably, when you walked into the AD trailer, you probably had no idea that it was a Keanu Reeves movie, right? It's just
nope. I had no idea, and then I didn't know what AD is, what they do. Or that was the AD trailer.
Yeah.
Like, I had no idea what I was walking into, but...
Well, there you go. Now, with all of the experience that you've had, you know all of that stuff now.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's, that gentleman that reached out to you 2 days after you gave him a phone number, like, that was a good stepping stone for you.
Yeah.
And now you're doing so many amazing things.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. And you're always a pleasure to work with.
Thank you.
You're so fun on set, and I know AK Second Team
Yeah.
loves you. Going into Animal Kingdom, when you first got on the show and you were trying to, jive with everybody, what was your favorite moment working? Let's start with season 5 and then season 6. Like a favorite moment from season 5 and then one from season 6.
Ooh, that's a tough question. Well, AK Second Team really made my job a lot fun and easier. I mean, you guys were dull, but I'm trying to remember like season 5. It's a long time ago. Like I'm trying to figure out. The only thing is like the show has been going on for so long, and I started at season 5, and I never felt like left out. I always felt like I belonged there, which was really nice. And I remember season 5, we shot our first week was the Cody house. And I don't know if you remember, but all that like shooting going on.
Oh yeah, the night calls.
The night calls.
Yep. Yep, I remember that.
And I remember asking everyone, I was like, does it always have night calls? And they were like, no, not usually.
I know, we thought that was kind of interesting that they started the season off with night calls, but yeah, that was a lot of fun.
But it was nice. The things we shot like was really nice. Being with good ADs. I mean, I love Sochi. Sochi brought me over there, and then it was so nice to be with her. And I mean, I was like running background, which wasn't a very heavy background show, but it was just nice to be at that Cody house and Warner Brothers Ranch. And all the crew, I really liked all the crew.
Yeah.
It was such a nice crew. It really felt like family, which I liked a lot.
I agree. That's exactly how I felt on my first day.
Yeah.
I felt like just part of them. And
yeah.
It's probably one of the best stand jobs I've ever had since I've been out here. And I've met wonderful people through that job, like you.
Same. Same here.
Yeah, that AK Second Team put her in some of the skits that we did.
They're so funny.
Yes, I think one of the memorable ones was definitely the AK Second Team when they were being called to set. Because sometimes we would be far away, and she would have to yell "Second Team," and it would take us like a few minutes or moments to get over to where we needed to go. So we thought, hey, why don't we create a video of us being far away, and then she's yelling for Second Team, and Brad and I are still running down the street, and so she's like, Melody, we're Second Team. Second Team! And then we finally show up, and she's like, First Team's on set. And sometimes that really did happen.
Oh,
it's
yeah?
just like, Lauren would always be like, no, we don't need Second Team, let's just do First Team.
Exactly.
Like, so yeah, that's how these little skits came about, and it was really cool to get everybody involved, and we would always try to find something for Melody to do.
Yeah, I think everyone enjoyed it. Like, it was, my favorite is still, I think the toilet one. Also the, oh my god, where we used to go, I forgot. Oceanside?
Oceanside, yeah.
The train video.
Oh yeah.
But people have to go through that to understand that video. I think,
They do.
how funny.
I know, now they don't, now they passed an ordinance where I don't think the train is allowed to go through at a certain hour.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so, but anybody that was on the crew that stayed at the Marriott, they knew exactly what Brad was going through in that video.
Exactly. That was funny.
I know, he's such a character.
Oh yeah, I loved all of you guys because it was fun and pleasure to work with. Season 6 was really weird because of the COVID. It was just, I feel like, had a different kind of vibe. Like we mentioned, we were like a family, and then suddenly I felt like everybody forced to be distant from themselves. Like, you know what I mean? They're like, you can't sit together, you can't have lunch together, you can't get close together. We were wearing those tags. It was like a whole different vibe. But I was really proud that we still able to film without getting major problems and still kind of had fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was really proud of to part of a John Wells production, I think, because they were super nice and sweet during COVID.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, they always like called us to check on us, to make sure we're okay and all that good stuff. So coming back was like, oh, this is like nice. I feel like I'm being supported and protected in this production. So it was, yeah.
They definitely did take care of everybody.
Yeah.
I remember getting a couple phone calls from Joy.
Joy, yeah, oh my God.
Yeah, I remember the beginning of season 6, we were like on fire. I can't believe, yes, we're back. We're all excited. And then that that week in March 13th when we were at the skate park, that's when people started feeling something wasn't right.
Yeah, I remember that day.
I remember we were at the bowling alley.
Yeah.
And Kim was showing me, she's like, oh, do you hear about this coronavirus that's spreading? And I looked at it and I said, that looks like a crown. She's like, no, that's not a joke. I'm like, no, that's why they call it a coronavirus, because the spike proteins look like a crown. That's where they got the name. She's like, oh, okay. And we, at the time, I was like, I didn't realize how serious that was going to be.
Oh.
We just thought it was going to be, something going on there, because we hear about other things that are spreading elsewhere throughout the world, and we thought, we'll probably never reach here. And all of a sudden that following week at the skate park, that day when Netflix shut down, Disney shut down. And we're just like, what are we going to do? We were all freaking out. It was...
I remember I was texting my other PA friends like all the news that I see, and we were all like, oh, there's no way it's going to reach out to US. Like, we're fine. It's okay. And then, like you said, suddenly March comes and we're like, uh-oh.
Yep, Friday the 13th. And I remember our last meal that day was the taco truck outside. Do you remember that?
Oh, yes.
Yep, that was our last supper for 6 months. Was the taco truck. So,
I do remember that. Yeah. Wow.
Enjoy, go home. We'll see you in a couple weeks, maybe.
I know, there were like 2 weeks and we're like, oh, no way. No. But I really did not expect like 7 months.
Yeah, neither did I.
But yeah, it was weird times that we got to all experience, I guess.
Yeah.
But we made it through.
And then when we came back, like you said, we had to adjust to getting used to, being 6 feet away from each other and always keeping our mask on and stuff like that. But
yeah,
we adapted. Now it's really nice to be back to normal on a production where you don't really have to wear those anymore. And you can sit and eat with your friends at lunch.
Exactly. That's like, yeah.
Instead of the small wooden fold-out table with your back towards your friend. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, you're just eating alone. Yeah, it's kind of going back to normal, which I missed it. So I'm kind of happy that
happening. I think a lot of stuff is in phases getting lifted. So
yeah. Totally.
And so you've worked on Animal Kingdom, you worked on Lethal Weapon, and I'm sure you've worked on a dozen other shows as well. Who are your favorite stars that you've worked with on any of those shows?
Oh, I have to go with Sean William Scott. He has a special place in my heart. I've never met with, like, he's the nicest guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he never worked with an actor like that you can easily tell he cares about the crew. Mm-hmm. Like, every morning he shows up to set and he's like, how are you doing? Like, he's just like asking everyone. He gives hugs and he cares about it. Like, if I told him that, oh, I had this going on over the weekend, he doesn't forget. Like, he asks everyone, like, oh, you had this over the weekend, how did it go? Like, insane. Like, he was the nicest, sweetest person to work with. Like, so he's the special one.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I remember working with him a long time ago on American Wedding. He was exactly the same way.
Yeah.
Come up and give everybody hugs and ask how your weekend was. Yeah, it's working with stars and talent like that really do make a difference with the crew morale as well.
Oh, Totally, because the opposite can easily make you question your life choices.
Yes. And it just creates like a toxic environment.
Yeah,
on set,
totally. Like, because I worked with those kind of actors too, and you're just like, you know what? I'm a human being as well.
Yeah.
Like, and once they treat you like you don't worth anything, then it's just your life becomes miserable, and then. But you have to work with them, so you have to find a way to work around it and still be nice and respectful. But yeah, it's tough. Like, I think it's makes a huge difference when the actors are humanly as possible and nice and yeah.
Absolutely.
Which I really like that on our Animal Kingdom, the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
All the boys were amazing.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were so nice. I mean, they were respectful. They were approachable. Yeah, which makes everything easy.
Yeah, you didn't have to deal with.
Oh yeah.
EB.
Yeah, I heard stories.
Oh, man.
That's why I guess I'm lucky that
That's why the boys are so happy. Yeah. Honestly, the vibe on the set when she left, it changed. Big time. It was like Layla was a breath of fresh air. You know, she was very sweet.
Oh, she was I loved her. Yeah, she was very nice and sweet. Yeah,
and she had her dogs too.
I know dogs always make it.
You had buddies on the set. You had dogs and you had twin babies.
Oh,
or was it triplets?
No, twins.
It was twins. Okay.
Oh, they were so cute. Big blue eyes. They were so cute.
I know. They were really good actors too.
They were.
They were very good.
They did not cry at all. They were so.
I know, it's like, all right, baby on set, everybody be very quiet. And you could hear a pin drop when they were on set.
Oh, yeah.
That's how quiet it was.
Yeah, which was nice sometimes.
So, moving forward, after you've done all those shows, what's in your horizon now? What other shows would you like to see yourself working on? And is there any career goals where you want to just keep advancing what you're doing?
Exactly. So a year ago, I turned my book in as a PA to our union, Directors Guild of America, to be eligible to work as a second AD or second AD. And it was a long journey for me. I mean, I feel very lucky that they accepted my book. It's a little complicated right now. I still can't AD like big budget things. I can do commercials, low budget here, or I gotta go out of town. It's a little challenging right now, but I still got lucky to AD a few things, and I really like doing it. So I'm hoping that I move forward with my AD gigs, and then eventually I would love to become a first AD. That's the main goal. And hopefully, I know it's going to take a time, but I just want to move forward and work on different shows. To me, my other goal is I don't want to say stuck, but I kind of find myself in the TV business more. I really want to do like big budget movies. So that's another goal that I really would love to see how it feels like to be on a movie, like a big movie set. So that's like another goal besides keep ADing, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get there.
Yeah.
I know you will. You're gonna get there.
Yep.
Do you have any advice for anybody that is watching that wants to get in the film industry? Kind of like, I'm gonna pack my bags, I'm gonna move to LA, and I'm just gonna wing it and do it. Do you have any advice that you'd like to give to them?
Change your mind. No, I'm kidding.
Change your mind.
Yeah, it's as much as it looks like everyone says, oh my god, it's so cool, it's so fun to work on like movie sets and all that good stuff. It is a tough business to survive. Long hours, and you don't have a day or night. You work anytime, any hour. So just make sure that you can kind of handle those kind of situations, because if you are a very organized or a control freak person or likes to have like scheduled hours, it's not for you, because this is like you have to be very flexible with almost everything, every weather condition, or if you sleep like 4 hours that week, like all that stuff. So you have to make sure you are ready to experience that. But of course, like before I start, I did not know what each department did or how many people each department had. I would totally say, like, if they ask me, I totally tell everyone, make sure you do your research. You don't have to be on set for that, but check the credits. Like, how many people works? Like, what are their job responsibilities? What does camera department do? What does AD department do? What does hair and makeup do? Because I know there are a lot of, like, PAing is the easiest way to start working on set, I guess. But I work with a lot of set PAs that are telling me that, oh, I don't want to be an AD. I just PA. I want to do this. I want to do that. So I would totally tell that don't waste your time and energy if you really don't want to be an AD, because if you want to be an AD, then being a PA, that's where it starts. And then you get your days and you move forward. But that's what I can tell. Like, do your research, make sure, just think about which department might be for you. Maybe you're into cameras, or maybe you're into sound, art, like you never know. So just research what each department do, what are their responsibilities, and try to figure out what makes you like just feel what you want to do.
What clicks.
What clicks, exactly. Yeah. So you don't waste your time like almost everyone does, and then you can figure out what's gonna make you happy on set, and then you can move faster. So that would be my probably.
That's very well said.
Yeah.
Nice.
Exactly.
Well, Melodi, it's been a pleasure interviewing you today.
Thanks, Hans. It was a pleasure.
Yes, it was awesome finally getting to do this, and I hope to work with you again soon. She just worked with us on Bring Me a Skin for Dancing In, which is a UK horror feature film.
Yeah.
She was our second AD, and we had a very crazy day. We had 24 actors.
Oh, yeah.
And,
well, how many pages?
15 to do in one day, and we got it done. And we got it done a half hour ahead.
Yeah.
Yep, I was very surprised.
It was a success.
Yeah, she was awesome on set. So
thanks for having me.
You're welcome. If you ever need a good AD, hire Melodi. Do it. Melodi, thank you so much again.
Thanks for having me again.
It's been a pleasure being here, and also, you know, your little buddy over here too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very sweet. This is Hans Hernke signing out. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Hit the notification button below for more interviews and stuff coming up. This is Hans Hernke. Out.